Hello, it's Maggie, the Cheshire Crafter here. In this video, I just want to talk a little bit about using graphite and charcoal in my drawings and how I was learning and developing skills, in particular using shadowing technique, using a putty eraser and a Tombow eraser, and how to get the effects I want. You can see that this is March. The others I did were February. I'd actually taken some artwork to do when I was staying in a hotel. I'd actually gone to a friend's funeral and needed something to do in the evenings leading up to the day of the funeral, and this is what I chose to do. In this one, I think it says more about what you leave out, because there is an implied smooth texture of the face here and here, and implied. I didn't have to fill in every space, and I think that worked really well. I used the smudge stick here and here. I used darker graphite here. To get the effect on the eyes, I used the Posca white pen, and I've tried to get some sheen on her hair, and I think overall I was happy with that one. This was just a sketch out of a how to draw book that I copied. Somebody lent me one, and then I tried to use the young boy, just trying a similar technique. I wanted to get the roundness of his face, a true 3D effect with some shadowing, the shine on his hair, the shading right, yet still keep that softness. He's only a young boy. I wanted the softness of his skin still to show. And again, I was happy with that. This is February. I think we were at half term at this point, 5 weeks into my learning how to draw people in your artwork. And as such, I then had a go at these four. I did a Google search for this, and I hope that you can recognise who these people are. We were studying hands. No, we hadn't actually. No, we hadn't studied hands at that point. So I had a go. I'm going to home in on these. I hope you can tell who that is. The proportions I don't think I've got on his face. I don't quite think I've got the axis quite right on his face here. I think his mouth should be a little bit further over here, and the centre of his chin a little bit further over. I've learnt that when I do a sketch drawing now, I draw in the axis point down to make sure I correct that. George looks like he's having a bad day. It was a very intense picture of him, wasn't it? But I got the depth of his beard by adding in charcoal to graphite without getting shininess. And when I came to Macca, I really wanted to capture, like the little boy, I wanted to capture the youthfulness of his skin and shadow. But this was the first time I tackled fingers, and I wanted to show how long and thin his fingers were. And I think I've done that. All in all, when I put that picture on Facebook, I said, can you tell who this is? My friends came back and said, yeah, it's the Beatles, obviously. I hope you identified them as that. I've learned from this to correct the angle and the axis on the face. I've learned how to draw fingers a little bit better than I did here. I think Ringo's hand looks a bit like a chicken drumstick. I've learned how to get textures of clothing a little bit better than this. And I think I've improved already. We're now only in June, and I think I could have improved upon this by what I've learned in the last few weeks. But for now, I hope you've learned a little bit from me in what I'm sharing and what I'm learning from. And I hope you've enjoyed spending a few minutes with me, and that you'll come back and join me, sharing some of my arts and crafts knowledge with you. Be sure to come back soon. I'll be very pleased to see you. But for now, this is Maggie saying bye. See you soon.